All right. Peace and black power, black love, as always, in greeting. Can see I'm relaxing, trying to. Haven't really been sleeping well. Want to thank my subscribers for, following the channel. I really do appreciate you all. Um, Still working on getting that other 19 subscribers so that I can start jumping on here live and taking some calls and just being able to interact a little more with you all. And like I say, I'm really after true unity. I really want to see us, like I say, use one another for our benefit, not our detriment. Um, there's so much going on, and we rolling into 2025, which I think is going to be one hell of a journey after January 20th. Um, and my spirit has just been bothering me. Been just like a tug of war, and then I'm usually on the road right now, and I'm probably gonna start doing uh, more lives on the road. That way, I can build my content, and I ride all night, generally listening to, what's going on here in Triple K America, and it bothers me. Like I say, my spirit is restless because of what's coming. Um, and I want us to be ready. I love us enough to want us to be prepared. I mean, I've been following. I've mentioned his channel on here a few times. Taylor House Publishing, and he's been covering a lot of um, strange fruit that's been found, and he's actually covered a few that I covered back in the day because on one podcast I was just curious to know because we all know the history of lynching here in America. And not only that, we know the history of us being hunted as well by the slave catchers, modern day and past. And we're seeing so much more of their true character starting to show. And I remember telling my ex wife about, I don't know, 6 years ago, um, be careful around them folks because their true character is going to resurface. And as time has progressed, it has really come to a head at this point. And I'm concerned because not enough of us are concerned about what's really happening to us out here. And this is just one of my sayings, if we don't sweep around our front doors, we don't know what will accumulate. And what I mean by that is our need to work in solidarity as black men, black women, and instill this in our children, because they are the ones who are going to have to continue this fight, unfortunately, until we win the battle. And racism is embedded in America. It is embedded in its history and its culture. Yeah, that's a white culture thing, racism. And we're seeing it become more and more prevalent in these schools, all these incidents that are happening with white children bullying black children. I read an article a couple of weeks ago where there was an incident at a school. Can't remember exactly where, because I read so much content and I very seldom write it down unless I'm going to go a little more in depth into it. That way I can remember to go back to it. But long story short, had hung this young kid by a hook in the bathroom. And there were no consequences and repercussions. And while I'm on that, see, racism is a taught trait. Nobody is born hating another person or a thing, or just no one is born with hate. No one comes out on day one and have a born hatred for any one person, group, or as such. And with that being said, we know that these lessons are being taught at home, but they don't want them taught at schools because they don't want uh, young white kids feeling ashamed. Well, they had no problem teaching slavery and telling us who and what we were. And they continue to let us know what they think of us. They show us what they think of us. And they are passing this down. It's evident because no uh, 11, 12-year-old, like I say, has that much hatred unless it's been taught to him. You're better, you're more superior than that darky or whatever. You know, the language that's used at home is probably a lot more open and filled with a lot more hatred. Now, I had a couple of people come on one of my shorts and comment, and I'm going to say this, and then I'm done with that. Because, see, in my world, those racist trolls that have, made comments on some of my videos and whatnot, I don't care about that. In my mind, in my view, and my eyes, you're irrelevant. Only thing that I'm trying to do is figure out how to get rid of the virus, because this virus has ran rampant for well over 450 years and longer now. And this is the virus, as I've stated several times, that America, Triple K America, has never taken the time to figure out the vaccine for itself. And I've said this several times. I don't put every one person all in the same group, but it's becoming more and more evident now, and especially now. I mean, just look at what happened when Trump, you know, won the electoral vote. And immediately the next day, there were ignorant text messages that were being sent out to thousands of black people. I didn't see any reports of where it was sent to anyone of any other ethnicity, but these um, intimidating text messages sent out, like I say, just ignorant, talking about how, we've all heard it now, get ready, be ready, we gonna come pick you up and put you back on. See, that's what the problem is. This is what uh, Triple K America really wants. And the racist, selfish attitude that we're going to have to deal with, we're really going to have to deal with. And then that time is coming. And it's evident, like when they get on my posts, those are the ones that I'm talking about. And I don't have nothing for them at all. I may comment back, and that's it. I'm not going to go back and forth, and you can make up your little names and victimhood 101. But see, there's a day coming when y'all going to see what it was like. It's not going to be as bad on y'all at our hands, but it's going to be 10 times worse than what y'all did to us, because it's not even going to be in our control. And it's already in the hands of the right man who can't nobody stop. And believe he's not working for anybody as that's doing anything like you all are doing. I mean, let's just be real. Triple K America, you know, keeps his foot on our neck constantly, constantly, and constantly spits in our face. They don't never have anything for us, but they've given billions of dollars to Israel and Ukraine. And I don't really try to get all into the politics, because we all should see it and know what's happening. And then, like I say, they spit in our face because of the fact they don't ever have anything for us. Um, I don't care what administration sits in the White House, and this is why I say, why do we waste our time and energy constantly participating in a system that has never, for one, participated in us, never uh, had our best interest at hand. Yet we still run to that ballot box like it's going to make a difference. We're going to have to make the difference. We should definitely understand that by now. This playbook that they're using, it's an old playbook. It's a very old playbook, and a lot of them laws are still in place from the 1800s and before. They've never been changed. Uh, or eradicated. That's a better word, because that's what they need to do. They need to do away with a lot of those old laws, but they haven't, and they're not going to unless they are pressured to. So that becomes our job. And when I say pressure, I'm not talking about anything more than what we need to do to change our condition. Period. Point blank. And we all know what we want. We all know what we deserve. And we definitely know that we don't want our children going through this same monotony that we are dealing with present day. And things are going to get, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but things are not going to get better before they get worse. And that's why I say it is so past time for us to start working together. And like I say on here all the time, we don't have to be in the same state. Just because I'm in Texas don't mean we can't work together, brother, sister. It don't mean that we can't work together. Just because you in Kentucky or New York or Cali or wherever you at. I'm a truck driver, so I've been all over this place. And I'm telling you, just because of where you at don't mean that we still can't form a united front. And then with that, start redirecting our finances so that our finances we can ensure will work for us, because we are spending amongst ourselves. It's time to lay a foundation now. I mean, we should have been on this. We should have been on this, but we've gotten, I mean, I don't blame it wholly on us. We got sucked in to desegregation, and we were just much more powerful. Even though we were restricted from certain areas and all that, we were much more powerful having our own eateries, grocery stores, our own hospitals, our own everything we needed within our communities. And see, this is what we've got to rebuild. And the black print has been laid several times over, and unfortunately, rest in power to the ancestors that took those steps to build those black towns, and unfortunately were taken away from here by greed and, you know, those that do the devil's work. And see, that's the way I look at it, because it is very spiritual what's happening as well. And this is something that dates way, way back. And they can't help who they are. That's who they're supposed to be. That's the bloodline that they come from. You know, they crawled around in caves before they were discovered by the Moors. Those who were sailing around, and when they ran up on different countries, they wasn't murdering and slaughtering and trying to take over. They were actually teaching and giving people knowledge, which is your true wealth. See, and this is the people that we are. We would rather work with you than run over you. Because, see, we're not the minority. We're not the minority. And that's why I say this has to become a movement here first, because if we start this here in Triple K America, it will become a global phenomenon. It will become a global movement. And the movement, I've said it several times, put everything else down, everything else to the side, because this needs to be a black first movement. This needs to be a movement that is strictly about us, controlled by us. Money's controlled by us. And look, we need to be honest with one another. We need to start being loyal to one another. We don't owe nobody else shit except an ass whooping, like the great ancestor John Henry Clark said. And I'm just quoting him. So our power lies within each other, working together, looking past small little petty differences, and just imagining what we could start putting together and progressing it. And by the time our kids get a hold of it and they kids get a hold of it and so on, see, that's some generational shit. That's how you started. Somebody has to be the catalyst. Somebody has to be the go-getter, the spark. So that is where we're lacking. Nobody's willing to what's the word I'm looking for? Nobody is willing to separate. I'm just going to keep it simple. Because that is what really needs to happen. And I'm not talking so much as a physical separation, which also needs to happen. I'm talking more of the effortless kind. The things that we can do and would start making a difference tomorrow. Effortless steps that we could start taking. Just keeping your money in your pocket. And hey, I'm guilty because I spent a lot of money. Well, not a lot, but you know, I got grandkids, kids, sister, mom, brother. Anyway, you know, trying to, um, give gifts. And I really don't just, I mean, Christmas, as far as that goes, it's the first year, I guess I can say, in about maybe 3 years that I've actually just made a effort to just, do it for my granddaughter mainly, get her a few things. Um, but knock on wood, my daughter love her to death, tell you. But yeah, she's teaching my granddaughter that that's not true. And see that's it. Square one. When she told me that, I was just like, oh, I didn't have any qualms, or I didn't try to persuade her into doing that just because that's the way we were brought up. And that's what I mean too by separating ourselves. Stop participating in their holidays. And we don't have to wait for them to give us a holiday. We can give ourselves a holiday to honor our ancestors. We don't have to wait for them to okay it to have a Medgar Evers Day or Fred Hampton Day or Malcolm X Day or Nat Turner Day or any other. You know, we don't have to wait for them to give us that. We can give that to ourselves. We can just make that a day and make that a bet. Like here in Texas, I can remember since I was about 5, you know, uh, Juneteenth rolled around. It was a big thing here in Texas. It's always been a big thing. So I've really known about it. I mean, all really, like I say, through my, young teenage adult life. So when the federal government decides to make it a federal holiday, like big deal, because here in Texas we've always, represented Juneteenth, uh, and those are the kind of things that I mean. First and foremost, when I say separate, just rebuilding our culture. As everybody says now, I'm going to rebrand myself. Well, we as a culture need to reclaim and rebrand ourselves, because we have become so lost in this Triple K America. Things that should be of concern are of no concern. More and more, I mean, all you see when you get on these uh, social media sites, and that's why I do more on YouTube now than anything, because I dig up a lot of old documentaries and things uh, when I'm researching. A lot of times when I am driving, that's what I'm doing, listening to stuff, soaking in information. Um, and that's just what I like to know things, and then you question things. Well, just do a little researching to where you can know for sure. And the truth is really what we've been missing for so long. But like I say, with a collective effort, we can change our condition in a year's time. I say this all the time. If we would just take 1 year and put black first, just 1 year, 365 days that fly by now more like 150 days. But if we put 1 year into black first, into you, into the brothers and sisters that that got businesses, if we give that back to ourselves, we don't have to keep begging nobody for nothing. And then we can build the schools and the supermarkets and the things that we truly need and are going to need. Because at any given time, they can go back to they make America great again and try to put people where they feel that they belong. And that's what they've been slowly trying to do. If you've just been paying attention and just allowing any and everybody to do whatever to us, like the case with uh, the young man in the subway and Daniel Perry, that cave beast. And see, this is what I mean. Their natural character and history has shown their natural character. And they're not too ashamed of it, because they still do it to this day. To this very day, they still do it. So they've never atoned for so many things that they've never, for what? They're America, and it's their way or no way, unfortunately. But um, that's just another case where, a young man, and I'm gonna address this too while I'm on this subject real quick. So what if that young man had a past? Everybody has a past. Nobody here is perfect, does everything right 100% of the time. Nobody. Nobody. And so that irritates me when a black body lays lifeless for nothing more than making a threat. And I'm like, okay, just kind of chill out. But to hold him in the hold that he had him in, and then it was evident that he was no longer a threat when the other people that participated was raising his arm up and it was just dropping back down. He's no longer a threat. He's unconscious. He's gone. He's eternally unconscious. And he gets no time. It's open season. We got to understand that by now. And I don't have anything for these old shucking and jiving, go along to get along entertainers. I don't care about none of them entertainers because it's not enough of them doing, you know, what should be done. They're in a different class. Uh, if it was to ever revert back, those would be the house nigga. That'd be the house nigga class. Yeah, the ones that would keep Massa informed on everything that's going on the plantation. But I digress. That does irritate me though, that so easily a life can be extinguished and there's no regard. Just like I done the video a few weeks back, and I told y'all, these people don't have any remorse. I mean, look at the one that kneeled on George Floyd, and he's trying to get an appeal now. They're talking about an autopsy and checking his heart and just petty things. Just like down here with the Amber Geiger and Botham Jean. And shoot, she wasn't even gone for a year and a half and she was filing for appeals. See, they don't have any remorse. They want to be free back out here in the world like they ain't never done nothing. But they are menaces. Those are the true menaces to society. And especially with that killer mentality, they will, those unhinged types, and they love their weapons, and I love them too. I've got a few. I love them too. They like them. I love them. Yeah, just like them. So it is not about being the aggressor, but it's not always about being the victim. And we have been the victim for so long. Self-defense is legal. It is legal to defend yourself. It is legal. Like when you was a kid and your grandmama, your mama would tell you, don't start no shit, but don't take no shit. If somebody hits you, you better hit them back. And that's a lesson that we were all taught, at a young age. So I just feel like there are some things, so many things we should know already, and so many things that we should be doing differently. And we got to put us first. We got to put us first. Black first. That's gotta be the movement for 2025. And really stand on that shit. Not just saying it, trying to make it some kind of BLM thing. No, something that needs to be done. Something that honestly needs to be and can be done. Name something that we haven't done with nothing, with no help. We've done so many things. We still do so many things with no help. So let's think about that. Yeah, let's think about that. And that 365 days that could change our lives forever by simply thinking collectively and staying on code. And with this being a grassroots type movement, real brothers and sisters who gonna stay on code and separate they money, separate they belief in everything that they've given us, and rebrand us, reclaim us, our culture, rebuild it, bring it back, because it worked for us until they came in with the drugs and all the things that they did to break up black families and black communities. And we can take those same blocks back. Yeah, we need to start thinking foundation. Black first. Let that be it. Oh, and I ain't said it. Now's the best time to say it because we need each other. We all we got, yet all we need. So let that be the challenge for 2025, the Black First movement. Let's work on that. Don't matter where you from, it's about where you at and where you trying to go. And we really need to try to go up a notch. It's time to go up a notch. And we all know this. So we need to stop playing with each other and start praying with each other and start sustaining each other. Because we gonna need one another. Oh, we gonna need each other. It's right around the corner. It's closer than I think any of us are even fathoming. I think it's close. We about to need each other. That's all I got. It's just that was on my mind as I was sitting here, and I figured I would jump on and share that because it's time. hmm and let everything else become irrelevant. Yeah, let everything else become irrelevant if it's not about the movement and what we putting together. Because that's what we need. It's what we need. Our own. Controlled by us, built by us, for us. Period. We can do it. Keep that in mind. 2025. Let's bring us back alive. Yeah, damn, they make America great. Yeah, 2025, let's bring us back to life. Yeah, that's all I got. I love y'all. That's why I do it. That's why I do it. I don't care what they do to me. It's time for us to get our shit together. Like Hampton said, like Chairman said, they can kill the revolutionary, but they can't kill the revolution, and they can't kill what's right in front of woke eyes that sees what they doing. So yeah, let's get on that. Let that be the challenge. Let the Black First movement be the reason. Period. It's time for the madness to stop. It's time for us to stop being the victims. But I'm gonna get off of here. Y'all have a good night, good morning. Like I say, I'm just up because I'm kind of used to being up at this time driving, and I guess that's why I'm just kind of restless. Um, but um, till the next one, like I say, I appreciate y'all subscribers. Tell a friend, share it. Um, let's get up to this 50 subscribers so we can go live and we can talk and I can do the call-ins and we can really get off into some discussions, because that's what I really want to do. I want to build the kind of platform where we having the types of discussions that are really going to change the condition. And everything takes time. And that's why it's of the essence, because that's something we don't have much more of. And we don't know how much more of it we have and don't have. So, with that being said, like I say, Black First Movement, BFM, you know, uh, 2025. Yeah, let's start living our lives. Yeah. I'm gonna get over here. Like I always say in closing, let's plan, organize, unify, because we all have a key right here, right here. I'm out. Peace, power, and love.